This is Inspirational Women, a weekly series shining the spotlight on female trailblazers making a true difference in our community. Once again, here is Kate Daniels.
Springtime also brings with it that excitement of warmer weather, plants and trees budding, and spending more time outdoors. Washington Outdoor Women has some incredible opportunities that provide added flavor to all of the above. And we have Lori Johnson, the Executive Director of Washington Outdoor Women, with us to let us in on the amazing opportunities they have available for us. Lori Johnson, good morning. It's so great to connect with you once again.
Oh, I feel the same, Kate. It's been too long.
It has been, but there's a good reason for it. You have been compiling events with Washington Outdoor Women to make it a time that you can let us know about lots that's going on. And, kind of in the spirit of, you and I chatted a little before we got into this conversation. And we're talking about, building a community, building a tribe, really doing things that are uplifting and supportive of us in our lives. And I really believe that that's what Washington Outdoor Women does.
Yes, our mission is to help women achieve confidence and self-reliance in the outdoors through traditional and relevant skills taught in hands-on workshops. But I think with the way things feel these days, we're trying to come up with more and more avenues to bring women closer together. And so one of the things that we decided to do this year was host a short series of seasonal gatherings. We decided to call them Women's Survival-Minded Wanders. And it's a short series of day hikes. And when I use the word hike, that's a little loose. It's more of a trail walk because we do meander. We've chosen a few trails. We gather approximately 15 to 20 of us. It's led by a woman, goes by Liz Crane. She is a farm owner and a naturalist, and just kind of an all-around awesome outdoor survival educator. And we chose 3 different Saturdays from January to June. And these walks have just really done so much to boost our community-minded feelings of camaraderie. But just having women together on the trail to talk about, our 10 essentials and what we should have in our day pack, even if we don't plan to overnight, how to make fire in rainy conditions, building primitive shelters, just while we're immersing ourselves in the local landscape, even if it's on a trail that we've been on before. But I can't even tell you how awesome it feels to be together with a group of women. We're all headed out on a trail, and how we feel when we've gotten back. I mean, we don't want the day to end. And so just to kind of give you an idea of how popular this was, very unexpectedly, when we decided to announce the launch of this, we had over 70 women in just 24 hours sign up for the first hike. So it lets us know, dang, we're going to probably need to repeat this. So it is a short series. We just decided to do one in January, one in March, which we just did on March 7th, and our last one is going to be June 13th. But just due to the popularity of them, we probably will bring them back in 2027.
And so you had 70 respondents. Were you able to accommodate that many on the wandering?
No, unfortunately. So many of them we put onto a wait list. We can take approximately 15 per hike. And, because we want to keep the group to a good size, but not too large that we can't feel like we can all communicate with each other. Because, when you get on a trail, some trails are more narrow than others. And we still wanted to feel like we could stop and chat amongst each other and still let other trail walkers, pass by. Mm-hmm. So some of the women who, got a cold or for maybe work-related reasons had to cancel, I was able to pull from that long wait list. So we've made a lot of people happier than I think they anticipated being when they first learned they were going to go on that wait list. But like I said, we have one more that's coming up. It's going to be on Saturday, June 13th. And if people go to the Washington Outdoor Women website, they can sign up and get on that waiting list.
Okay, so it already is a waiting list. But as you said, you never know what comes up, lives things change. And so there's always the possibility of being selected.
Yes, and just the addition of names onto our wait list kind of encourages us to repeat this short series. So whether we do another one later in 2026, or maybe we do a much longer series in 2027, that kind of gives us the feedback that we're looking for. And we do always put out a survey. We want to collect comments and feedback because that's really what drives our planning.
Sure. That is totally reasonable because it's making it relevant. It's what is needed, and you see where you tweak it, and that makes it like it's really a living organism.
Yeah, WOW really is wanting to connect women with the outdoors, not only through hands-on workshops, these guided or wandering trail hikes, just lift our spirit, build our confidence, and more than anything else, foster camaraderie, and that's really, really what we're looking for.
And all of those are just so critically important in our lives anytime. But now as we go through such stressful and challenging times and kind of bad news days, which happen like frequently, we need this to kind of boost. It is our immune system that we're boosting.
Yeah, I can't even get into the hormones and all that, but women are very connected to their hormones, and when you do things that make you feel good and you have that social connection with others, it's not like you can take a pill and get that same feeling, or just do something on your own and get that same feeling. We really are very well socially connected to each other, and just being with other women who are so like-minded, whether or not they're super serious about overnighting outdoors or they just want to be on a trail with other women, it's just a feeling that it's almost hard to put into words.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a feeling. You just know it, and it just really vibrates, I guess, within our cells, within our body. And again, it's really critical to being life-giving, to really keeping us healthy on all our levels.
Yeah, very well said.
Yeah. So along with the fact that we're being in nature, there's so much that needs to be connected to, or that we really need to be aware of to preserve nature. It too is being attacked. Our world is being attacked in that way. And so I think the more we spend in nature, the more time, it really helps to us to really push for it and to really embrace it and do what we can to nurture it.
Yeah, agreed. And, while we're on these hikes, and because Liz is such an awesome naturalist and outdoor educator, we often touch on the idea of kind of emergency, being prepared type planning and thinking about, bad times come and we do have to spend one or a few nights outdoors. What does that look and feel like? How can we kind of be in the right mental status to survive even just one night outdoors, even if we were, just going out for a walk and we find ourselves kind of in an unprepared type situation. So we talk a lot about, throwing up, some sort of primitive shelter and how to survive off of the local plants, and, where's a good place if you're going to have to sleep, outdoors overnight, and staying away from certain things. And so it's a very enriching trail walk, I will say that.
Oh, it feels so incredible. And I know some of the skills are things that have been taught in workshops in the past, and women have certainly benefited from it. But I can't say how grateful I am that you bringing it back, and it's actually feeling like it's expanding and being made more available and awakening us to the need for this.
Yeah, it was kind of weird being on pause through I think it was 4 or 5 years we took off through the pandemic, and just trying to find a new director for the Washington Outdoor Women program. But now that we're back and we had all last year under our belt, the idea is that past and current participants are offering to us or giving us, lots of things to think about in the coming years.
Oh, so incredible, and this is one of them, and I love the name of it, of women survival minded wanders.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wanders. Yes.
Because this isn't, we might also use the term day hike, but this really is a moderate trail walk because we stop a lot along the way. We look at water features, plants, geology, just our surrounding resources, and then talk about them in a survival situation. So it has been very suitable for all capabilities, I guess I will say. I think our average age currently is 51. So that will hopefully give listeners an idea of, the average age of people that you would be on the trail with. And for our workshops, too. When we did our survey of this last year, 50 was the average age of our weekend-long workshop participants.
Isn't that incredible? That is so great because it just gives these different generations an opportunity to connect and learn from each other and realize that we're going to be constantly learning. It's lifelong learning.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Oh, it's so great. Okay, so what you were telling us, Lori, is that there's one more hike left, and it's on a wait list, but really, don't be discouraged by the fact that there's a wait list. It's actually, it can be good for you.
Yes. And that last hike that'll be on Saturday, June 13th, will be at Moss Lake near the city of Carnation. Okay. And the length of the trail walks are approximately 3 to 4 miles. And we meet at 10 a.m. and try to finish up the day by no later than about 3 p.m.
Oh, perfect, isn't it? Yes. Just about the right amount of time. You're not going to get exhausted and worn out with that. Perfect.
And probably make a new friend. When we did this last hike, which was on Saturday, March 7th, we had several pairs of women. And so just out of curiosity, I asked, along the way, how did you guys meet? How did you guys become friends? And they're like, oh, we met at the last WOW workshop. And I was like, oh my God, my life is now worth living. to put people together who have built friendships is just, it's very valuable.
Oh, absolutely. Just in such a really nurturing situation. That's beautiful that happens. Awesome. So let's mention the website where we can register for this.
Yeah, so it's washingtonoutdoorwomen.org. And once you hit the homepage, if you just look for our list of workshops, you will see what we have up and coming.
Yes. Okay. Now, there is a workshop coming up in April, which we want to talk about. And is this something that there's still some openings for or a wait list?
Yes, there are. So we can take up to 45 participants, so I still have room. The workshop is outdoor cooking with Dutch ovens, and it happens on Sunday, April 12th from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. There's a $95 registration fee, and that cost covers all the food that you will be provided to cook the recipes that we will supply. It will provide a Dutch oven for you and a Camp Dutch Oven cookbook, and then any other supplies that you'll need. So it's a day-long workshop, and again, it's at Camp River Ranch in Carnation. And so in the past, WOW has hosted a 4-hour-long Dutch oven course at our popular annual weekend-long workshop. But this is a day-long workshop that's just focused on teaching women all about the different kinds of Dutch ovens you can cook with outdoors, the history behind Dutch ovens, how to prep a fire and start your coals, some dishwashing at camp, how to store and transport your Dutch oven, how to adapt recipes and various heat sources. We're going to cover safety, seasoning, and care with a bunch of camping hacks and more. But we will have 2 different food demonstrations over the course of the day. And so participants will get the chance to taste recipes like soda cake, corn fritters, Cajun pasta, cheesy biscuits, different types of beef and bean chilies, quiche, chicken pot pie, and more. But we will have some vegetarian recipes and options for participants to cook on their own. And just a lot of the discussion and questions and answer type periods throughout the day. But if people want to register, we just released registration for this workshop. Again, it's April 12th, which is a Sunday. And so, again, if you go to the WashingtonOutdoorWomen.org website and click on workshops, you'll head right to the outdoor Dutch oven for all the details.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Again, another aspect of, we've had wild weather. I'm thinking specifically during this last week that there had been these tornadoes across the Midwest. Well, people are without a home anymore. They're definitely left outdoors in many cases. They may get a hotel or a motel room at some point, but when you know that you have these kinds of resources that you're familiar with, then you feel like you have some control over a really challenging situation.
Yeah, and cooking with a Dutch oven, even out in your backyard, has become a lot more popular. So I live in a large HOA community in Bellingham, and a lot of people in our neighborhood have built fire pits out in their backyard, or even in some cases, some in their front yard. And it's to have, friends, family, neighbors over just to sit around the fire in the evening. And why not cook a pizza while you're sitting out there, or put together a cake? But it gives people another reason to gather together. And doesn't food always bring people together? But we wanted to give our participants other options for creating camp food that's just not always, granola bars or even Dutch oven recipes that combine like cream of mushroom soup. All of the recipes that we're using will have fresh fruits and vegetables, not just, canned and freeze-dried type of ingredients. Again, kind of opening everybody's mind. And all the recipes that come out of the Dutch oven cookbook that we'll be providing all of our participants have approximately 5 ingredients. So they're easy things to assemble, and it would make it really easy for somebody doing car camping. So again, we're trying to give everybody a lot of variety, lots of options, and kind of some open-minded thinking about different ways to cook outdoors.
And it feels like, with what you're talking about in terms of ingredients, Lori, really promoting healthier eating, which we all want to be doing more of, I think, or some of us want to, some of the time even, to do that. So,
well, yeah, as we get older, we do think a little bit more that way. But again, come hard times sometime in the future, what if we don't have easy access to grocery stores, but we do to fruits and vegetables that we've grown in our yard or nearby farms? Mm-hmm. So we kind of want to be thinking along those lines as well.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Being so much more connected to the land and thinking in terms of the basics of the simple or a simple lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, if anybody's listening and they, for some reason, can't be available on Sunday, April 12th, we will bring back our 4-hour Dutch oven course when we have our annual fall workshop weekend, which will be in September. So we've had outdoor cooking with Dutch ovens at our fall weekend workshop, but it was, I want to say maybe 2018, the last time that we could offer it. And it's just because we lost the instructor. But the instructors that we have now are experts and have won several outdoor Dutch oven cooking competitions. So we're pretty excited to have these new instructors with us. And the fact that they're going to be available not only in April, but to join us again in September, it'll give people who, want to take this in a shortened version, will have that option come September.
Super. Absolutely great. Okay, so there is this to look forward to. It's in September, but this is the time to think about it because we know how popular all of these classes and courses are with Washington Outdoor Women.
Yes, so we've finally found our location and set the date for our annual fall weekend-long workshop. It'll be at Camp Kiloqua, which is a campfire camp located in Snohomish County. It's actually in the city of Stanwood. registration won't open until July, but we have a lot of logistical planning to kind of get us to that date. The planning is underway. Dutch oven will be offered, and we're going to offer some new things this year. So it's been a long time since we've had any birding courses. So the past president of the East Side Audubon Society will be reintroducing a birding course, and then we will have a 4-hour emergency preparation course. This year, our backpacking class is going to incorporate tenting and camping essentials, and so participants will get the chance to learn how to, post up some tents on their own. We'll have a pine needle basketry course that will be new. It's been many years since we've had outdoor photography, so we're going to bring that course back this year. And then for the first time ever, we're going to have a wild edibles course that will teach participants how to create what's called fire cider. And this is fairly new to me, but fire cider is a vinegar-infused herbal remedy. And so participants will actually go outside, they will forage for their herbs and their plants, and then come back to the classroom setting and get a chance to make their own fire cider, learn about what they've foraged, and take that home and use it for different maladies.
Oh, that is just so incredible. And this happens over a weekend, right, Lori?
It does. So we gather late Friday afternoon, early Friday evening for a workshop orientation. We usually have a pretty fun social activity on Friday night, but course time starts on Saturday. And so on Saturday, there are 2 4-hour course periods with some sort of fun entertainment on Saturday night. And then Sunday morning is the third 4-hour course period. And so when registration is open, participants will get the chance to sign up for 3 4-hour-long courses. And we plan to bring the cost down. We've decided to do a little bit of expense trimming, I guess I will say, so that we can make it a little bit more available to a wider variety of people. And we should still have some scholarship funds left over from last year. So for people who want to apply for a scholarship, if they just send an email in to info@washingtonoutdoorwomen.org, we can send them the information on that as well.
Just incredible. It's so great. And I can imagine if friendships develop during a day hike that is 4 or 5 hours, here you have a weekend long. Talk about creating a network, but we're going to call it a tribe. I think tribe is really fitting in terms of this kind of connection.
I do agree with you. I became a Washington Outdoor Women participant myself in 2005, and I am still very good, close friends with women that I met 20 years ago. It was about 3 or 4 years into being a participant that I became a volunteer on the coordinating team. And then I really bonded closely with some of those women because we just saw each other so often. And those women are still with me today to plan this year's workshop. So they're probably some of the best friends I've ever made. And I can't say enough about how well bonded we've become through the Washington Outdoor Women.
And that kind of connection, creating those bonds, it's invaluable. And it may be part of the healing remedy someone might be needing in their life. Yeah,
I think I'm closer to some of these women than I am my own family. So what does that say?
Yes, it says quite a lot. And
when you're outdoors and you're learning something new and you're doing it with someone who's kind of learning it at the same pace that you are, you really tighten your connection with them.
Yes. And you realize how, it's life-giving, life-affirming, and critical just to our life. And I think that's where maybe it becomes such a bond.
I agree. Yeah. So for people listening, the Washington Outdoor Women will host its 26th weekend-long fall workshop, September 25th through the 27th. at Camp Kiloqua, which is located in Stanwood. Registrants do need to be 18 years or older. We're going to keep the cost to under $400 this year for the whole weekend, and that does cover your lodging, all your food, lots of take-home giveaways, books. We will have a raffle again this year, all the supplies and the equipment that you need for your course. Registration will open on July 1st, and we'll keep the website updated along with our Instagram and Facebook pages on upgrades to past classes and new classes that we'll add into the roster.
Really incredible. I want to say congratulations on the one hand of being able to get this back, because as you said, there was this hiatus and, having to figure out what could be done and getting yourself finally in this in the director position. There've been a lot of challenges, and I am so grateful that you've persisted, because while I haven't participated, at this point in my life, I'm realizing really how critically important it is, and it's something I do need to look at registering for. But to make
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. And because I know that it's just this, it's so important and valuable to our lives. And so thank you. And to you and the whole team who's been critical in making it happen again.
Oh, well, that's awesome to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Really, it's great, and I've really appreciated your staying in touch and keeping me apprised of what's going on, so that we can really make that information known. And certainly looking forward to this next wanders. I want to say wanderer, but it is wanders, and it's such a fun play with the words.
Well, I'm right there with you. And Kate, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and your time and helping us spread the word about the Washington Outdoor Women.
Oh, really, anytime. So we will be talking again at some point, I know. But let's mention in closing your website so that people have it right at their fingertips.
Yes, it's WashingtonOutdoorWomen.org.
And Lori Johnson, you are really just so amazing. Thank you for being this leader that you are, and pulling together this whole great tribe of women who really give us hope, and because of really doing something that is so very concrete in a way, basic to our lives. So many thanks.
Well, right back at you, Kate. I appreciate you.
Thank you for being here this morning to meet these special guests, providing us information and insights for ways to be more involved in our community, making our lives better. Please check this station's website for the podcasts for more information about these guests, and please share the stories with your family and friends. I'm Kate Daniels, and if you'd like to connect with me, simply send me an email, katedaniels@hubbardradio.com. It's Women's History Month. Take a moment to acknowledge a special woman in your life.
Thank you for listening to Inspirational Women. Tune in every Sunday morning at this time to hear about those truly empowering the Northwest community, all for the greater good. Sunday Morning Magazine and Inspirational Women are a public service of Hubbard Radio Seattle.